I haven't been to Spain, in fact, for a couple of years, but if I were to go to Spain with my kids, they might hear us speaking in Catalan and tell us, and something unpleasant might happen. My personal perception is that when I move from Catalonia to Spain, Spain really is another country. You are in another country when you go from Catalonia to Spain. If there are any questions, please go ahead. Yeah.
I hope I don't offend anybody, and pardon my ignorance, but when I first came to Barcelona, I've traveled in other parts of Spain, and I didn't necessarily notice like a drastic change between the rest of Spain and Barcelona. How can we attest to that? Do you have an explanation? I mean, if it's not such an obvious change, I mean, I guess my question is, why isn't there? If it's such a different culture, why isn't it so obvious upon first visit?
Perhaps because at the time you weren't speaking Catalan or Spanish, I don't know. But the first thing I notice, for example, when I get back here, is that I'm suddenly able to use Catalan again. Just as when you move to any other country, you can use that country's language, whereas before you can't. So the first thing I notice is that I'm here, I can suddenly go, bon dia, voldria un cafè amb llet, sisplau. Besides the language differences, I mean, everything. I would have said the geography, the type of architecture, the buildings. When you get to live here for a long time, you notice also the social structure is different, and that's reflected in the layout of the towns and villages, because Catalonia never really had a feudal system, so it has a completely different social structure, and for me it's just obvious. But no, hey, on the first time I went there, like I said, I didn't know, where I was. I didn't know what it was. I probably wouldn't have noticed anything myself the first time around. But then, if you didn't have the frontier posts, would you really notice traveling from Spain to Portugal? I mean,